All right, what's going on my new current and future rideshare drivers and passengers out there? Welcome back to the channel. Before I get started, if this is your first time here and you enjoy the content, make sure you smash that subscribe button and click that little bell icon. That way you'll get notified when I come out with new videos. So today's topic I am talking about, can these scheduled shifts actually become a reality in the future for drivers, especially in California? And today I have a special guest on the phone. I have Chris from Real Rideshare Stories. What's going on, Chris? Say hi to everybody.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, Dustin? Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Now, you're in New York. You're upstate New York, so you already know that right now in New York City itself, where the 5 boroughs are, they're pretty much going to start regulating drivers depending on how many riders are actually on. So, with everything going on in California right now, it's not out of the realm of possibility to say that if things go down with the government with AB5, that potentially drivers could be on scheduled shifts. So what do you think about that? Do you think that's an actual a real possibility, or do you think, like other people were saying, that it could just be scare tactics? What's going on, Bam Bam?
I think that it's actually going to be more on the real side. I don't know. I mean, they're obviously going to try to do everything they can to stop AB5 and, try to influence people and be on their side, if you want to say that. But I think that they might actually be truly thinking about that. And we should all, as drivers, take that as it could be reality, whether they're using scare tactics or not to try to get you to sign their petition or whatever. I think we need to still weigh that option as a very real reality, because if you compare to all other employer relationships, there's very few that are very flexible and in and out type things like what Uber and Lyft is, like the on-demand worker or the whole gig economy and how that's set up.
And I totally agree with you. I definitely agree with that. And the fact of, like, when people are thinking it's scare tactics, up to a certain point, I can believe that. But since the fact that, I mean, like I said, in New York City, they're making it flat out, if there's not enough riders online, well, guess what? There's not going to be only but so many drivers. Now, I know a lot of people also were saying, well, hey, you'd have to be an employee or something to have scheduled shifts. It's like, no, you don't have to be an employee to have scheduled shifts, for the simple fact of, like, things like DoorDash and Grubhub, Instacart, stuff like that. They actually do shifts where you actually have to drive for a couple hours or you lose your block. And to me, I mean, honestly, I like to think it's not all going to pass because, I mean, let's face it, Uber and Lyft's firing employees left and right as it is. How the heck are they going to be able to manage another, million employees or something? So I like to think it won't happen, but I just want drivers out there to know that they need to have backup plans just in case things go south, because otherwise, what are you going to do? Pretty much everybody that does drive for Uber and Lyft, we love our flexibility. So they are right about that. And I don't think a lot of people can afford to do shifts.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are doing this because they're doing it part-time. They're doing it a few hours a week or maybe a couple hours a day here and there. And it's basically when they can. Some people might drop their kids off at school, have a little bit of time before work. They're like, oh, I'll go on before I have to be at work and take a couple of rides, make a few dollars, or the same thing after work. Maybe they get out and before they get home, they do a couple of rides. And maybe if people are going to sleep or just whenever you have time, one of the beautiful things about it is the fact that you can have a full-time job and you can even have a side gig on it too as well, where you have maybe a part-time job that has schedules. But, if you have some time off or whatever, you have a great possibility of going online, making some money, and going off when you want. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. And now if that does happen, I think they're going to have to change their little commercials out there from driving, chilling. No, you're going to be sitting there driving, waiting, waiting. And people are asking who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Chris from Real Rideshare Stories, guys. If you just jumped in, make sure you check out his channel. I'm going to have to add it to my description, but it's already down there all the way at the bottom. but I'm talking with Chris with Rideshare, Real Rideshare Stories. For those that just jumped in, and let's see if we got some comments in here. Is your vehicle okay? Yes, my vehicle's okay. All right, people are saying something about the 35 cents a mile. Okay, now that's with Lyft, and that's not in all markets yet. But Lyft has definitely lost their minds thinking that a lot of drivers are going to be like, oh, yeah, that'll be cool and everything. That'll be fine. And then, of course, Lyft was the first one to actually put it out there in their apps talking about scheduled shifts. Because I haven't heard anything from Uber yet about any of that. But I just want people to know that as much as they may be scare tactics because they want you to sign this bill, just remember, if you don't and you somehow become employees and you think that's automatically going to make you have benefits and everything else, you're wrong, guys. I know that for a fact that you're wrong. You see it already. Uber is just now going to start trying to going with the requirements that New York City imposed on them. And that's because they have no choice anymore. They've done skirted around it and, you know, put it into litigation and everything else as long as they could. So, if anything, like when it comes January 1st, don't think all of a sudden you're going to have benefits and vacation and paid time off. None of that's going to happen. And technically, none of that's even at that point yet because that senator guy, he still has to sign. So I think, if anything, they're going to come to some kind of agreement. Something's going to change. There's definitely going to be change in Cali. Whether it's going to be good or bad, I don't know. Everything's speculation from now. But what do you think about all that?
Yeah, I pretty much agree. I mean, I think Uber is also pushing for more like, oh my God, it just slipped my mind. I think they're pushing more for New York City style way of operating because, one, they're already doing it and it works in New York City, so why not let it work elsewhere? So like the minimum wage and all that stuff. So I think that would be, I mean, the better way to go, especially for drivers. I mean, if this bill is actually about making drivers have benefits or like be better off, you know, mandate a minimum wage and go from there instead of calling them employees and saying, oh yeah, then you get benefits and a right to unionize, when that doesn't really, that might not work, and it's not going to work for a lot of people, especially when you're when you're trying to go as flexible as possible. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if Uber is actually going to follow suit either. From what I've heard, everything I've seen says they're just going to treat them as normal and probably go to court over it. And all they're trying to do is just, you know, drag things out or put it into time. So if they have to go to court or they get sued or taken to the court by state, you know, but if it comes to him signing it, you know, it's, I don't know. It could go either way right now, really.
And I totally agree, and that's why I make sure I keep telling everybody, yes, this is all speculation, but we all can see from New York City on the possibilities are real. Things like this can happen, guys. So please don't think you're special and it's not going to happen to y'all, because it could. It could happen to me. It could happen to Chris. It could happen to everybody out there. And whatever goes down in California is pretty much going to pave the road on what the possibilities are for all the other states. And that's a fact right there, guys. 100%. So,
oh, yeah.
And a lot of people are also saying that, you know, California wants to get it for tax money. It's like a money grab. And you know what? It could be. And we all know politicians and all that can be paid off and everything. So just depends on what his number is for if Uber and Lyft can get him to sign it or not sign it. That's how I really think it might go down. And yeah, it's a pretty crazy situation all the way around. I'm just glad, and I'm sure you're glad too, that we are not in Cali, so we will be able to see what happens from the outside.
Exactly. We're the spectators watching the game right now.
And
it's kind of, I mean, I'm always rooting for the drivers, but you know, it's going to be a tough one on both sides right now, from what I see and what I feel.
Oh, I totally agree. And some people in here were saying, just get a real job, you won't have to worry about it. Well, that's true. And that's why I'm telling people to have a backup plan, have an exit strategy, because you just may have to implement it. You just don't know what's going to happen, guys. And I mean, that's the best you can tell for anybody, is just be prepared for the worst, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And
100%.
You just have to. I mean, and for those people that aren't, And if it all goes down, I don't know what to tell you. We just know that you were warned. You've had plenty of time to try to find something else. To me, these jobs were always meant to be part-time anyways. Even though some people make it full-time, they make it work, and, you know, more power to them. But that's not feasible in all markets. California was one of those markets that it was possible to do it. But after this, if whatever goes down and it doesn't go the way, drivers are hoping, then, yeah, you're going to have to find something else. Because if you think they're going to let you get full-time hours, guys, you're freaking insane. You definitely have lost your mind, and you will deserve to smack a bitch. You really will, hands down, if you think you're going to get full-time hours. So just be prepared, guys. You're going to have scheduled shifts. They're going to make sure you don't hit that 30-hour mark. You're going to have drug tests. There's so many other things that they could just do, because then you really will be an employee. Okay, you will have... You think you worry about getting deactivated now? Psh, that'll definitely increase by at least 100%. But that's my main take on it right there. But all right, guys. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Let me know what you guys all think in the comments below. Thank you again for joining me, Chris. I'm going to go ahead and put Chris's channel in the description below, too, for everyone to go check out his channel. He's got an awesome channel. Let's help him get up there and get some more subs. As always, guys, check the description below. Check the description below for extra information and tips. Keep doing your thing. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Hey, guys.
And until next time, guys, Uber on.
Or don't.
Peace out.
Die.